Namaste. My name is Nick. Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to be taking you through an Ashtanga-inspired Vinyasa practice. You won't need any props unless you want them. I have a block with me. I might use it. I might not. It's there if I need it. Let's go up to stand at the top of the mats. Beginning in Samastitihi or mountain pose, you'll bring your toes and heels to touch. Release the hands down by the sides. Lift the crown of the head up. Reach down through the legs. And for a moment, close your eyes. And we'll start by taking 3 deep breaths. Start by inhaling through your nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Again, through the nose, inhale. Open mouth, exhale. One more time, inhale deeply. This round, pause at the top. Exhale completely. And pause at the bottom. Now switch to nasal breathing. And we'll begin. So your Namaskar A. Inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Halfway, inhale, lengthen the spine. Step to a plank pose as you exhale, and let's lower all the way to the floor for this first round. Cobra pose, point the toes and inhale, lift the chest up. Down dog, exhale, press the hips up and back. Then settle your knees down onto the floor. Move through a brief little wrist sequence here. Start to shift forwards and backwards. Ground down through the fingers and the root knuckles of the fingers. Then turn the fingers in, same thing, forwards and backwards. Turn the fingers away from one another, forwards and backwards. And then turn the fingers backwards with the palms facing up, side to side a few times. This is a little bit less intense if you bend the elbows, more intense if you straighten them. And shake out the hands. Return back to downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Bend your knees, step or hop your feet forward. Come up halfway, inhale, lengthen the spine. Fold, exhale, drop the head. Come up to stand, inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale, mountain pose, hands by the sides. Again, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift up halfway, inhale. Step to plank pose, and as you exhale, lower halfway to the floor. Upward facing, inhale, lift the thighs away from the mat. Downward facing, exhale, roll over the toes, press the hips back. This round, as you're in down dog, take some time to bend and straighten your legs. Maybe turn the torso and the hips from side to side. Move it any way that feels good. Call this 3. 4. And 5. Bend your knees, step or hop forward. Inhale up halfway, stretch the head forward. Fold, exhale, forehead towards the shins. Inhale up to standing, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, Samastitihi, back to mountain pose. One more round. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lengthen spine forward. Exhale, back to plank pose, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing, curve the spine. Exhale, downward facing, press the hips back. And for this round, let's go for stillness. 1. 2, feel your arms and legs reaching away from one another. 3. 4. And 5, come forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold in, tuck the chin. Stand up, inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, Samastitihi, mountain pose. Second warm-up sequence, chair pose. Bend the knees and inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, glide the heart forward. Exhale, feet go back, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior one, ground the back heel and inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands down, step back, bottom of the push-up. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot forward, warrior one, ground the back heel and inhale. Reach the arms. Exhale, bottom of a push-up. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. 1, 2, 3, hold the eyes to 1 point to help hold the mind to 1 point. 4, 5, step or hop your feet forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold and empty your lungs. Bend the knees, chair pose, inhale, reach the arms. Mountain pose, exhale. One more round like that, chair pose. Inhale, reach the arms, bend the knees. Fold forward, exhale, lower down. Flat back, inhale, lengthen spine. Bottom of a push-up on your exhale, step or hop back. Upward facing, inhale, fill. Downward facing, exhale, empty. Right leg, warrior one, inhale, rise up. Exhale, bottom of a push-up. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Left foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. Inhale, curve the spine. And exhale, downward facing dog. And now this round will give you options. Knees to the floor, seated meditation, or child's pose, if you want a little bit of rest. Those of you that want, set your forearms down, tuck the toes and lift the knees up. And if you can get into and out of an inversion on your own, feel free to sequence into that now. We'll call this 2, 3, 4, 5. Begin to make your way back to down dog. And we'll complete the salutation, step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, inhale, rise, reach the arms. Mountain pose, exhale, hands by the sides. Take an extra breath here. Padangushanasana. Step the feet hip distance apart with your peace sign fingers. Bend forward and fold. Catch your big toes. Inhale, stretch the head forward. Exhale, fold. Use the arms to pull the body down. 5 breaths. 1. 2, reach the sitting bones up. Press the feet down. 3. 4. And 5. Come up halfway on your inhale. And then crow pose on your exhale. Walk the feet back a touch. Plant the hands down. Shift the weight into the hands and float the feet up. 1. 2, feel free to keep your feet on the floor if you're challenged by this posture. 3. 4. 5, step or jump back. Halfway down. Upward facing, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. Let's go right foot forward between the hands, warrior two. Back heel down to the floor, sit the hips low, stretch the arms out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, triangle pose, straighten the right leg out, hinge forward, lower the right hand down. Twist up to look at the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rise back up to warrior two. And we'll start with a half bind. Take the left arm behind your back. Come forward, side angle pose. So you could take right elbow onto the thigh, block. You could take the hand down to the floor. Those of you that want a full bind, feel free to full bind. I'll stay here in the half bind, and I want to focus on opening my chest up away from the floor. Call this 2. 3. 4. 5. Rise up, warrior two. Shorten the stance, last pose on the side, half moon pose. Weight comes forward again, feel free to grab your block if you want it. Left leg lifts up off the floor. Reach the left leg back, reach the rib cage forward. And then extend out through your arms. Maybe you fall. I actually feel less stable with the block. It's better. 3, 4, and then 5, downward facing dog. If you want to add in a vinyasa, add it in. Left foot forward, warrior two. Back heel down, rise up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straighten the left leg out, lean forward, triangle pose. Open up away from the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rise back up. Rebend the left knee. Take the half bind to start. Left forearm to left thigh, side angle pose. Again, if you want to go deeper, you'll go deeper. Hand towards the floor. Turn up away from the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rise back up. Shorten up your stance a bit. Half moon pose. Weight into the left leg. Float the right foot up off the floor. Here, try to get long. Reach back through the right leg. Reach forward through the torso and extend out through the arms. We'll call this 3, 4, and 5. Downward facing dog. Again, option to add in vinyasa. Now let's go right foot forward, warrior one. Widen the back foot. Send the hips forward, lift the arms up. 1, 2. If you can, you're going to bring your head back, touch the palms above your head and look at the thumbs. Because of where my pack is, I'm going to keep my arms apart. 3, 4, 5, hands to the hips, straighten out through the front leg, hinge forward, and with your left hand, reach for the floor. Inside of the foot's going to be easier, outside of the foot's going to be harder. Revolve triangle pose, turn the right arm up towards the sky. Back bend away from, the right foot. Look up at the right thumb, reach the right hip back. 3, 4, 5, hands down to the floor. Lower the back knee down. We're going to start modified here. Rise up. Left elbow to the top of the right thigh. Join the palms to prayer. Lift the chest up towards the thumbs. Lean the head back. 1, 2, if you want back knee off the floor, take it. 3, 4, 5, and last pose on this side. Walk the hands forward, float the left foot up. Again, this is where you might want to block. Twist and reach the right arm up towards the sky, revolved half moon. Try to get lighter here by reaching through all of your limbs. 2, 3, 4, 5. Step back, Vinyasa, or downward facing dog. Left foot forward between the hands, warrior 1. Spin the back heel. Rise up, send the hips forward, reach the arms overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hands to the hips, straighten the front leg, get a little bit of a shorter stance if you want it, and then dive forward, twisting towards your left leg. Reach the left arm up towards the sky, revolved triangle. 1, 2, 3, hug left hip back and in, lengthen bottom ribs forward and turn from your top ribs. 4, 5, hands to the floor, lower the back knee down, rise up and twist to your left. Right elbow finds the top of the left thigh, thumbs find the heart. Look up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hands down, lean into the left leg, float the right foot up, and then float the left hand up. Twist towards the left hand. Again, if you feel like you're trying to get lighter by creating more energy out through all your limbs. Let's call this 3, 4, and then 5. Step back. One more time if you want it. Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Okay, and then from here, step or hop forward, front of the mat. Take an inhale to come up halfway. Exhale, catch your hips. Rise to stand. Mountain pose. Deep breath in and out. We'll turn to face the side of the mat. Turn to face whatever way you want. I'm facing towards you guys. You might step the other foot back. Doesn't really matter. Prasarita Padottanasana. Hands to the hips. Take an inhale, stretch the arms out. And then exhale, fold down the middle. Stop when you get halfway, hands under the shoulders. Press into the hands. Inhale, reach the skull away from the tailbone. And then you can stay here, and as you exhale, lift the hips up, drop the head, or start to walk the hands back. Now use the hands pressing into the floor to lift the hips up. Because I'm trying to keep this shorter on time, we're just going to do this one round. 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway up on your inhale. Into the back of the mat for half splits as you exhale. Drop the left knee down, straighten the right leg out, and fold forward over the right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come up halfway, hands to the inside, so I'm on inside of my right foot. Lift my left knee up, and then point the toes towards the front of the room. Drop the right knee down, straighten the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vinyasa. Make your way back into a downward facing dog. Pause there for a moment. Now from downward facing dog, make your way into a seat. Extend the legs out in front of you. Flex the feet. Lift the chest up as you inhale. And then reach for the big toes as you exhale. 1 round, Paschimottanasana. Fold over the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, come up. And then as you exhale, place the hands down by your sides. If you need to modify here, you're going to bend your knees and take the feet hip distance apart. Otherwise, press up into reverse plank pose, toes towards the floor, hips towards the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower hips down towards the floor. Vricciyasana A. Bend the right knee so the foot comes in close to the hips. With the left hand down, reach forward for your left foot. Now, those of you that want to add in the bind, you're going to wrap your right arm in front of the shin, take the left arm behind the back, get a grip, and fold forward over your left leg. Otherwise, you can stay here with me. Let's call this 2. 3. 4. 5. Rise up from here. Now, if you want to do Marichasana C, you're welcome to. Otherwise, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Right foot over the left knee. Turn to face the right leg. Look to the back of the room. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Turn to the left, counter stretch. And then change legs. Right leg forward, left foot nice and close. With the right hand, press the body forward. And if you want to add in that extra bind, go ahead and take it, wrap around the back. But feel free to skip it. 1. 2. 3. 4, 5, rise up. And then cross left on top, right underneath. Half Lord of the Fishes, turn to your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn to your right, forehead towards the floor. And then come back up from there. Find Navasana. Feet up off the floor, squeeze the knees together, reach the hands forward. 1, 2, lift the crown of the head up. 3, 4, 5, cross the ankles. If you can, without the feet touching the floor, lift the hips. And back down to boat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross the ankles. Again, lift the hips. Set the butt down, and then we'll do a low boat. 1. You can modify by bending your knees and placing your toes closer to the floor. Try to keep the lower back down. 3, 4, and 5. Set everything down. Brief pause. And then we'll do one rounded bridge pose and the shoulder stand series, and we'll call it a day. Press your feet down, take the hands out, lift the hips up off the floor. If you know and want to get into Urdhva Dhanurasana, have fun, do your thing. Otherwise here, I'm just focusing on grounding my feet, lifting my hips, and lengthening the front of the body. Take 2 more breaths. And release. Okay, now if you're going to modify shoulder stand, you'll take your legs straight up towards the sky. You'd even grab a block, put it underneath your hips. Otherwise, I'm going to use my elbows to lift my hips up. I might come out of this though, just because I'm not sure how this is going to sound with my little mic. I'm going to bend my knees, catch my lower back with my hands, wiggle my elbows a little closer together. This should be okay. I'm going to extend the legs up. We'll do 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower the toes back behind you, plow pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hook the thumbs, lower the seat onto the wrists. Take the legs down, lift the elbows up, set the crown of the head towards the floor. Matsyasana. 1, 2, 3, follow your breath. 4, and 5, release down. Take up as much room as you need to take up. We're going to get right into rest here. So as I said earlier, this is an Ashtanga-inspired Vinyasa class, meaning that this is not my take on Ashtanga or anything like that, just a Vinyasa class that is very influenced by the Ashtanga series and postures. Not meant to be a one-for-one or anything of that nature, just a short version with a little bit of a spin. Now, just like we do at the end of any class, take a moment to lie down, decompress. Let your body get heavy. Your eyes come to a close. Let go of any control over your breath and settle down. And those of you that have a little bit of extra time to rest, feel free to stay here. Maybe you come up to a seat and do some meditation. If you're only here for the amount of time that the video allows, you're going to roll over to one side and press yourself up. All right. The divine light within me honors the very same divine light within you. Namaste. So I appreciate you coming, allowing me to share this practice with you. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like, comment, all that obligatory YouTuber stuff. Appreciate you. I'll see you next time.